Today I'm with Michael. Michael, how old are you?
I'm 42 years old.
Michael, I approached you and I asked you, I let you know what I do, right? Prevention through awareness. I have a YouTube channel, and I told you that by people sharing their stories, young people are going to watch this, and maybe your story could potentially change somebody's life or prevent a youngster from coming out here to the streets. What would you like to share about your experience that could impact somebody at a young age?
Well, I regret all the people that I've hurt in my life that were there for me. And I never thought it would happen, but it did. So the worst thing in your life that can happen to you can happen. You know, this isn't the place to be. These streets are rough. And I wish I never came to this streets the way I did before when I was out here. Worst thing ever. I lost a lot of people, a lot of family, a lot of pain. It was miserable. Nothing. I don't miss any of it, you know. But yeah,
there's a few regrets.
Few regrets, yeah. A lot of people that tried to help me when I was out here, you know, and that I've known my whole life, and all they did was try to help me, and I turned around and did them wrong, stole from them, you know, like I didn't care, you know.
Was that addiction making you do
Addiction,
that?
Yeah. Fentanyl. Blues.
How long were you using them?
2.5 years. I OD'd 8 times.
What helped you recover from those 2 years of blues?
God. Prison. You know, and God blessed me with my family, my dad, you know what I mean, sticking by my side, knowing that if he still believed in me, I can still believe in myself. You know, honestly, if I would have lost my dad through all that, I would have never been straight. I would have still been on the streets.
What was your stretch?
Altogether, or just recently?
Together.
Altogether, 23 years altogether, and recently 2.5 years.
Half your life.
Half my life. All my 20s and 30s almost. Yeah.
You've missed out on a lot?
Missed out on a lot.
If you could change one thing, go back and change one thing, what would it be?
My addictions. That was my biggest problem. Drugs.
How old were you when you got started?
12 years old.
Who introduced you?
What happened?
Who introduced you?
A friend of mine introduced me to weed, like usual, then cigarettes, and then beer, and then straight to crack.
At some point you switched to blues?
Yeah, just recent. I got on them. And that was the worst drug I ever did in my life.
Why is that?
Because I've seen it turn people that I've loved into people that I don't even know now. It turned me into something that I didn't even know. You know, it turned me evil. It turned me a bad person that I know that I am not, you know. And yeah, that was the worst drug I ever did in my life. That was the worst decision ever. But it changed me, you know, going to prison. And it sucks that I had to go to prison to do that, to change it. But hopefully, knowing that I had to go through struggles and pain and all loss and everything, that someone will see this and know, like, well, I'm better off just not doing them, period, you know, and avoid going what this guy went through, you know, and if my story changes at least one person, then all my struggles and pain wasn't for nothing. Yeah, I can turn something good out of something positive out of a negative, you know.
Michael, that's exactly what's going to happen. A young Michael, a 12, 13, 14-year-old Michael at home, struggling with issues, right? Family issues, financial issues, regular teen issues, right?
Right.
He's going to watch this and be like, man, one bad decision
can change it all.
Change the direction of your life.
I told myself that if I didn't change my life, some idiot was going to come along and change it for me. Yeah.
You decided to change it for yourself?
I had to change it for myself, with the help of the Lord, of course.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You've become spiritual.
I have. And I've never been spiritual in my whole life. Actually, I was the total opposite. I have the tattoos to prove it. You know, I didn't like that type of lifestyle. But the Lord didn't kill me. He let me do what I had to do. He's like, okay, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. Go ahead, I'm gonna let you. But when I finally came to him, he was like, all right, now you've seen what that life can do. Now I'm gonna show you what I can do for you. And he has blessed me so much. You know, he's blessed me. He has.
That's amazing to hear you say that. You know? 20 years lost, basically half your life lost because of your decision.
Because of my decisions.
But
and I was blaming God for everything that I was going through when it was me. He didn't have me doing that. He wasn't telling me do this. You know, I chose to do those things. You know, I was blaming everybody, but the person I should have been blaming was myself. You know.
Wow.
You have a decision. Everybody does.
Accountability.
Accountability.
Right? I'm gonna own up to what I've done.
I have.
My decisions, my actions, hurting people.
Hurting people.
Have you reconnected with the people you
I
hurt,
have.
your family?
And they've forgiven me. All thanks to the Lord. He made it possible. They see that now I'm doing good, that I've changed my life. Now they want to be a part of it again. They know that wasn't me. But not all of them did. A lot of them still held a grudge. And I don't blame them, you know? So hopefully one day I pray that they'll come through. But if not, I still pray for them.
You mentioned your tattoos.
Yeah.
Do people judge you just based off of tattoos?
Maybe before, but it's not that uncommon now. I may have more than most, yeah, but I believe it helps with me with my testimony. It captures the people's attention until they start hearing me talk, and they're like, "Whoa!" Like, yeah, you know. But I don't think that I'm above anybody. I'm not perfect just because I'm sober now, and I'm living the straight life. I still have struggles. Everybody does. Nobody's perfect, you know. God doesn't want you to be perfect, because if you're perfect, you won't ever have to go to Him. You know, these little struggles you got, He lets you keep them so you can pray to Him and keep that connection with Him. You know? That's how I feel.
Absolutely, brother. More people need to hear your message, especially young people, because as you see out here, you know, you're waiting for the bus.
I am.
You're not living out here. You're waiting for the bus to get to your destination. But just by being out here, you're seeing young people walk past you, you know, and
honestly, I'm going to my old neighborhood. I left the comforts of my house, or where I'm at, AC, TV, comfort. But I'm going to our old neighborhood, to the people that I love, that are still on those drugs, and I go there as many times as possible as I can, just to see if they're still all right. Remember?
To share your story.
To share my story.
Let them know that there's hope.
I do, and I do it all the time. And I know they hear me. Sometimes they don't, but I'm still gonna put it in. I'm still gonna give it to them.
You're Johnny Appleseed. You're planting seeds, brother.
I am.
Right. If you can't save them today, maybe tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, they need to hear your story, right?
They do. They really do. God saved my life, so I'm gonna try to help save others for Him. I'm gonna help Him do His work while I'm down here. You know.
If you would have heard somebody's testimony when you were 20,
I did. I have.
It didn't make that impact needed to change your course.
No. But
you gotta learn on your own, huh?
You gotta learn on your own. Sometimes you do. Sometimes it takes. But like you said, some don't, some do. But at least maybe 1 out of 5 people hear my story, and then it affects 1 out of 5 people. Then that's
worth it.
It's worth it.
Your life, where will you be in another 5 years? What are you trying to do with your life?
I'm trying to plan for about what I'm gonna be in a week. not in, you know what I mean?
Short term. Okay, you're looking short term, huh?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, next week, next month.
5 minutes, you know?
Wow. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Can you imagine the folks, well, you know you've lived it, but the folks out here that are living out here, right? Deep in addiction. They definitely, I can't ask them, you know, about 5 years or next year, because they, you know, they're thinking about the next high.
When I go and see my PO, I take boxes of Narcan with me, and I hand them out on the way home to people at the bus stops and my friends, and a lot of them I see, a lot of kids, especially, I try to hand it to them, and they look at it. I don't want that, you know. But I don't think they've experienced what an overdose can do, you know. Because all it takes is one hit, not even that.
You've been through 8 of those.
8 of them. 8 ODs, overdoses on fentanyl, and 3 ODs on heroin.
So you're a walking miracle, huh?
God had bigger plans for me.
Amen, brother. you need to keep talking to people. You just keep talking, and you're gonna change lives.
Oh, I know. I'm planning on joining a youth ministry group. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
That's
just
what
kind
I
of
wanna
go on tour, just
well,
go from
not
church
really,
to
because
church?
I'm trying to I want to get a family and get a place to live, but on my free time when I can, anybody, but even out here, when I'm out here, whoever will listen to me, I'm gonna tell them.
They'll listen because you draw people in with your tattoos.
Yeah.
You're well spoken. You seem like you have a kind heart.
I do. I have a huge heart, and I'm easy to approach. You just got to get past the first.
Last question. What's your message to the youth out there?
It's never give up. If you're addicted, don't give up. Tell yourself at least once a day that I want to get off these things. And you keep telling yourself that, and eventually, and it'll happen. Just never give up faith. Believe in God, and He will get you out of it. But if you're not addicted, don't get addicted. It's the easiest thing to do. This is the happiest I've ever been in my whole life. 42 years old. Out of 42 years, it's the happiest I've ever been, and it's because I'm sober. You can have so many great things in your life. Just be sober. It's not worth it. It is not worth it.
You look happy.
I am happy. Content.
When I approached you, you were happy to share your story.
Most definitely.
And that's God working through you. You're a vessel right now, right?
It is.
You're okay with that, huh?
I'm fine with it.
A lot better than what you were doing before, huh?
A lot better than what I was doing before.
Amen, brother. So I want to say thank you very much for talking to me. I'm gonna give you my number.
Okay.
Let's stay in contact. Okay. I'm gonna say thank you very much. I appreciate you. We'll talk very soon. Okay.
We will. Thank you. You're welcome.